Hello, happy Wednesday to you. How is everybody? My camera is all discombobulated. And when you pop on, feel free to say hello. Let me know you're here. If you no longer see the little red live button, you caught me on replay. Please hit hashtag replay. Let me know that you were here. How's everybody doing? I have a couple bottles planned. We're gonna do them somewhat similar, but different like color schemes. So one I'm gonna do like the gold and one I'm gonna do silver. Hi Melva, how are you? So what I realized is I am out of regular Mod Podge, but we can use the dishwasher one, that's fine. Hello, hello. So when you pop on, let me know you're here. I'm on the right page. I'm gonna pull you up, sprinkle you out, and then we can get started. How's everybody doing today? Is your weather nicer? Because it's definitely warmer here. Hi, Miss Sybil. How are you, darling? All right, so I'm just gonna share you out and get going. Because I have to run out here. I gotta be done by like 7:30. And then I may come back tonight, just depends on how long I'm out running around. Hello, hello. Hi Tammy, hi Linda. Hello Sheila, how are you? So we're just gonna get this spread out and then man down. Hello. Hi, Julia. How are you? I haven't seen you in a hot minute. How are you doing? I hope all is well. I'm in mine. You're doing good. I'm glad. Hi, Karen. How are you? Oh, can you hear all the sirens? I wonder what the heck is going on out there. I'm glad you're doing good. So we can get started and possibly hold on one hot second. There it is. I'm good. It's a lot warmer here today. I mean, I'm still cold. Don't ask. I've been freezing the past couple days. So I'm not sure what that's all about, but it doesn't matter that it's warmer out. I'm still so stinking cold. I think the cold just got to me. Oh, Karen, you're so sweet. My hair is still soaking wet. Hi, Trish. But thank you. That's so sweet of you to say. I'm not one to take things like that very well, but hi, Val. All right, let's just move on. All right, so I have two bottles and I have two colors we're going to be doing this because I have two different necklaces. So here's my thing. I have a Patron bottle. This is my last stinking Patron bottle. I don't know how I don't have any more. Don't ask me how, why, or anything else, but I'm recruiting anybody that has Patron bottles. I need them. I'm just over here begging for Patron bottles. I'm going to be putting the word out on my page as well, like my personal page, and calling some friends in because I can't be without these. They're one of my favorites. And then I have this bottle. So I have a couple toppers here. Your house is cold until it's 80 outside. Yeah, no. Hi, Brenda. How are you? I have this topper and I have this topper. So these are both going to be fleur-de-lis bottles, and I'm thinking this is how we're going to do it. So this one's going to go here. This one's going to go here. Now we're going to do one at a time, obviously. So I don't think I like this. I don't know. I could be wrong. I like this one on both of these bottles. I think it fits better. We're going to have a better time fitting this here, and this here is what I think is going to happen. So you guys tell me how you feel. I kind of like these two. Hi, Meg. I got all my gifts wrapped today. Oh, yeah, no. I don't have a tree up. No, I don't have any of my gifts wrapped. So I'm going to have to get to that sometime this weekend. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. Well, good for you. So, and then I have these necklaces, guys. I love these. I have used this on, I did this on a project, I don't know. I auctioned it off not too super long ago. I love these necklaces. So, yeah, the Don Julio is very similar. I have a handful of those. I just don't like that it's got like the window in it. So if I'm decoupaging, yeah, but I love just that this is all, how do you put it? Well, they're going to go the way they are because I can't work on them without knowing exactly which one I'm doing. It's the shape, like it's all uniform. So we're not decoupaging these whatsoever. So this is one of my favorite necklaces. I get this. This is a paparazzi necklace. I love the chain. I love the links. I love everything about it. It's got like all the little gems. So here was my thinking. So these are great to put on the necks of bottles, and they just look so stinking pretty that I can't stand it. So I have this one, and this can go either here like so, or we can do this one. Why did I just do that? We could do this one silver. But I also have this gold one that I love. And we're going to do that on the opposite one. So here is the deal. I'm going to have to decide which one I want to do gold and which one I want to do silver. So they have these necklaces available all the time. If you go to my link tree and you go to Team BFF2, you'll find them there. You would go to her website, and I think they are the, oh Lord, of course I'm going to forget the name of them. Both are nice as you have them. Yeah, I like it. I like them. So I forget what name they are. You guys, I can post it in the comment section when I jump off too. But she always has them. If not, just ask Miss Monica about the necklace that I used on my live. But I will, they're the ones they always have, and there's a name for them, and I can't think of them. Of course, my brain's not thinking. Hi, Andrew. Yes, I am good today. All right, so I got a little gem. There we go. I just love the chain look on these. So, which one do I want to do gold? Which one do I want to do silver? So here's the thing. This is the one that's going to be silver. So this one's going to be silver because I already know what I'm doing with these. So in this topper, we're going to lay this on here. So we're going to put tissue paper on this bottle. We're going to Mod Podge the tissue paper on. And we're going to put all kinds of texture, and we're going to do the black, white, and then this silver. So all this is going to be filled with silver gemstones. All of this is going to be filled with silver gemstones. And then, I don't know, we're going to do some kind of black-white theme. And it's going to be the same thing with this. So here we will put gold in here. And do the black-white on this as well. Maybe we'll just do black and gold. I'm not sure. But we're going to do the silver one first. Hi, Deborah. How are you? So we're going to work on this one. So what I need to do, and I pulled out all these chains in case I wasn't sure what I was going to use. Guys, I love using paparazzi and their chains and their jewelry and all the things because you pull this apart for another project, but you can keep the chain. Listen, I love their stuff. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take our tissue paper. You guys already know the routine. and we're going to crumple the living heck out of it. We're going to take it this way too and crumple the living heck out of it. I don't know what that just was that came across my screen. There it is. Hi Sue, how are you? So I pull it apart and I kind of look at which way I may have done it, and I just go from every angle and twist and turn and do all the things to make it super wrinkly and all that fun stuff, and kind of layer. I pulled some brooches. I don't know that we're going to need them depending on how the chain lays and hangs. We're going to do some black antiquing gel instead of waxing it into all of the little wrinkles. So we're just going to have fun with this. Purple and green would be pretty for Mardi Gras on a bottle too. Yeah, it probably would. When is Mardi Gras? I don't even... I'm sure some of you could answer that. If you tear it, don't worry about it. It just creates more texture to play with later. And then I'm going to see how far up this actually goes. They do it this way. All right. So what we're going to do, so I'm going to turn this sucker upside down. These are my little Mod Podge bottles. Hi, Dwayne. How are you? Open says me. So depending on if we get this done or what we get done, I may be back later tonight, but we shall see. You're just going to take a brush. We're just going to get that Mod Podge. I like it to be kind of thick. I want to make sure that it all sticks to the bottle. All that tissue paper is on there. And kind of come down evenly, so that way we can work with the paper. If I got to cut it, I'll cut it. You can tear it. I'm just going to kind of cut little corner slits here. Bring it up. Is it February 17th in 2026? What are we talking about? Oh, Mardi Gras. Oh, jeez, oh man. Just saying. Sometimes. Oh, what did I do? Oh, that's all right. We good. Nicole, you're such a dingbat. Oh, here's the thing. Don't matter. Why I did it, I was supposed to turn the stinking bottle around. Hi, Leslie. Do as I say, not as I do. Ask me why I did that, and I won't have an answer for you. That's what I meant to do. Did y'all realize I was doing that? Are y'all thinking, like, what in the Sam heck is she doing over there? Well, too late now. I got it all discombobulated. Just slap it on there. It don't matter. You want the texture anyway. I always say do as I say, not as I do, because if you do as I do, you're going to mess up the way I do, and you don't want to do all that. I promise you. That's the end of that. We're just going to use the dishwasher one because it's all I got. Oh, man, I can take that off. It's a big, thick. It's all right. We need some direction to you. We need sound direction to you. You didn't hear me. Oh, heard. Can you tell I work in a restaurant? Heard. Get it all on there. Hi Gail, how are you? Yeah, it's all good. Listen. Sometimes I get so excited, I don't realize what I'm doing and I need to slow down. Because we know I love doing bottles, so sometimes I get too excited. And here's the thing, it's gonna be all gloppy, goopy. I'm okay with that, that's what I want. I want all the texture. So you can't really mess this up unless you're flinging Mod Podge on yourself. I'm gonna double layer in some areas. You just want to make sure that you go over your paper then with Mod Podge if you're gonna do all that. And here's the thing, don't worry about any tears that you might have right now. We'll fix all that with some more of the paper. It'll be fine. I say this is like the easiest way to do this. You can't really mess it up, I promise you. So even if you see me go, what the heck am I doing? You're really not messing it up. Hi Chrissy, hi Karen, how are you? You're gonna have some tears. It's all right. God knows I probably already tore the whole bottom part, but that's all right, because I did it backwards. All this bunching up is just going to give you beautiful texture in the end, and you'll see that when we lay all the antiquing gel in there. Don't worry at this point what it looks like. You'll be fine. I hope so. I think it will. I love using these necklaces on these. When I used to do like my craft shows, oh my God, I used all kinds of paparazzi necklaces, and I did like, you know, like perfectly pearl, elegant kind of looking bottles. Hey Melissa, how are you, darling? And then I started getting into my clay and all that other stuff, and that's when I really fell in love with like textures and so forth and playing with this. And then I saw Kathy do this one day and I was like, whew. Well, it's a game changer for adding a ton of easy kind of texture. No one saw that. So I'm just going to make sure that I have this down as smooth as possible, cover any tears I may have, because here's the thing, we're going to paint over it. So if you have any tears, because we did not prime the bottle, this is basically going to take place of us priming it. You know, you're going to be painting on a smooth surface. Your paint is not going to stick to that surface if it's not primed or doesn't have this on there. So we're just going to keep fixing any little spots we might have. And then we're going to come up to the top and we're going to do that whole area too. So we're going to do the little lip around the bottle, so it all looks uniform. Come up around underneath, just tear yourself a nice long piece. If you got to come in and tear another one, do it, you'll be fine. Overlap it, and then I go down into the neck of the bottle as far as it'll go, as far as I can get it down in there. Take your brush and just smooth it out and manipulate it down. We are putting a topper on here, so I want to get it down into the neck of that bottle. And here's the thing too, is I always paint like the inside neck, so I'll always prime, like if I'm painting a bottle, I try to, in case we decide we don't want to use a topper. I mean, in this case, that's the whole point of this bottle, is the topper, but I like to have the inside neck, at least to where, you know, that little long stem is of the neck, and have that painted the same color as the bottle. So you're not looking at like that first couple inches of the white primer if you spray primed your bottle or whatever it may be. Okay, we're gonna give this a decent dry, and then we'll coat it. There's a spot there. We'll coat it with some paint. I don't know if that's glass or not, but I'm gonna cover it up just in case. Can't tell in that little like naked area there. Hi, Glorious. Again, with the no comments up on my phone. Just totally stopped. Thanks, Rochelle. Hi, Inga. How are you? All right. So let's give her a dry. I was watching your show on replay, and I was answering all your questions about Bobby. Your husband loved car racing, Bobby Labonte. Yeah, I love Bobby Labonte. Now, why did that one show up there? That is so weird. I don't understand the book. But somebody told me too that they were filtering comments, so maybe that's why I had two totally different screens. So you want to make sure this is nice and dry before you lay your paint on there, because we are going to be using antiquing gel, which means we're going to be wiping away. So you want to make sure you're nice and dry. So weird. Where is everybody today? We're all out Christmas shopping. See, I see that one on both ends. How weird is that? Really weird. I can't see comments on my phone, like if I go to a comment, and that's it. Yeah, it's so weird. I don't know. Unfortunately, this is their forum. We just hang out on it. So, we play by their rules, apparently. They don't listen to us. You guys did see, I wasn't getting rid of all the fake comments and stuff. I have no idea, Robin. That's what I say all the time. So, like, they keep changing all the rules. Like, it's okay, it's the views. Now it's everything's engagement. So the more comments, the more hearts that get thrown up, the more they put you out there. They make it so that if you go on my page and you click too many things, all of a sudden, like, you're not showing up on people's pages. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. And there's so many different things that, you know, people out there thinking they know what is and isn't really happening in the Facebook world. And you got to kind of, like, take a wild stab at what is and isn't working and how they want you to work it. There's no answers to it. But I heard, like, it doesn't show up that I'm live. Like, you got to click on the little thing at top. People were saying, I was just talking about that earlier this morning with somebody. Had to click on the little circle to even get to my live instead of me actually showing up on your page live. Like, and it's not just me, it's other creators too. I just don't understand it. Like, you want us here. I don't know. You guys should be careful with what you say too. But like I said, this is where I started. This is where everybody is. This is what I love. And yeah, I do have a YouTube page just in case. I haven't gone live on it yet, but it's there. It's up. It's going just in case I ever need to use it. Because if for whatever reason I'm not here, I guess that's where I'll be. But this is where I love to be. So this is why I'm here. Yeah, see, and that's not right. Because that means they're not showing it. That's just for those that, you know, are like, hey, nope, not going out. Can't say I blame ya. I wouldn't be going, wind chill -27. I wouldn't be going out either. Hi, Lois. Hey, Donna. Yeah, you're not getting me out negative. I'm not going out in -27 degrees. You guys see I have both Santas up in silent auction, right? They're on my page. So I know a couple people have said they couldn't find the starting bid or the comment section. Just click on the picture, but you have to go to the comments under the picture, not on the main post. I think they got so inundated. They're not losing anything because they're not paying anybody anything anymore. So, I mean, I make pennies a month on the book. So, you know, it's like the big, like you have, you know, 1 million followers. Yeah, they're making it, but not like they used to. They took what did somebody say? It's like 90% away from everybody. That was across the board. So they're not losing. I think they were just so inundated with so much. And that's why they changed everything. But they're not losing. They're making. I promise you that. I mean, I don't work for them, none of that, but ain't no way they're losing. Alright, we just want to get this nice and dry. And like I said, this is going to go on top. Oh, boys. This is going to be all filled with silver bling. This will all be filled with silver bling. And then we're going to do black and white. And then the other bottle, which is going to be kind of like, I guess the sister to this one will be this, but it'll be gold. And then the chain that is going on it. It's like a netted chain. I love, love, love this. I know I'm going over it with paint, but like I said, we'll be wiping back with baby wipes once we get to that antiquing gel. So I want to make sure that I have my layers pretty decently dried in between. So I'm going to repair a couple little areas. Ooh, that's a hot stinking trucking, holy Jesus. Oof, holy cow. I'm going to fix a couple little areas down here where I knew I said I probably tore it a little bit before we paint it. Glad to see the gold going on over the wax. Now I know. Oh, yeah. I mean, the liquid leaf, you mean? I've never had a problem with it, so I don't... Like I said, whether that's right, wrong, indifferent, I don't know, but I've never had an issue with it. So and here's the thing, is what I tell everybody, we're always learning. So even if I think I know something, there's always a new way to use something. There's always another little trick to use something. There's no wrong, I think, in crafting. I think whatever your vision of something is, it is. I mean, are there products that work a certain way? Yes, I always say that. You know, they won't work this way. It's kind of like fine line. Does not like water-based, right? But for the most part, crafting is... or recreating or painting. It doesn't even have to be like crafting. Whatever it is you do, your vision of what you're working on, there's no right or wrong way to do that. You can't, you know, nobody can tell you, hey, that's wrong. That's your vision, and that's how you view it and how you did it and how you want it to look. And we just find fun new ways to achieve that with whatever products we can. So I always say, hey, that's my biggest thing, is I tell you, like, if you get a product, play with it. Because you never know. Like I said, some things don't mix well with others, but that's also few and far between, so... All right, we're gonna dry the bottom of this. I'm gonna use the same paintbrush instead of dirtying another to put the paint on here. So we are gonna use a white paint. I'm gonna dry the bottom and then probably put the white paint on the bottom. And dry that so that the bottom's all finished. Hi Lois, how are you? I also got to be careful because it is stinking, it is glass. I just realized how close I was holding that sucker. Whatever I do, I can't get paint all over me. Not that I'm wearing anything super nice, but I don't want to have to change before I leave. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay, so maybe it is the beholder. Yeah, I mean, listen, if it makes you happy, if what you're working on makes you happy and you're proud of it and it's beautiful and it's what you envisioned it doesn't matter how you got there. I mean, you could have had to paint that sucker over 50 times. Look at it was Miss Donna when she was doing those vases. Listen, that vase that I did, that striped vase, Leslie, I swear I wanted to throw that vase 50,000 times, but I was stubborn as heck and I must have ripped that tape off of that vase. I couldn't tell you how many times. And the measuring and the cutting and, oh, nope, we're starting over. Nope, that gap's too big. Nope. Like, I knew what I wanted. I just picked the wrong shape, but it came out beautifully. So, you know, and that was an idea I got off of watching, like one of those reels, like quick whatever. And of course now I know why they use a straight up and down vase. Bozo me. I had to be different because you all know I love like different shapes and textures and all of that. So there was no warning saying if you use something curved in 3 different places, you're going to lose your ever-loving mind. That would have been a great warning. But I love the way it turned out. Everybody has different tastes, so it would be, like I say all the time, we'd be boring if we all did the same thing. And there's days I love lots of like sparkle and bling, depending on what I'm doing, but I do it in my own way. And I love like textures and clay and kind of like the older kind of style looking of things and more rustic. It's not even the word rustic. I don't know how you would describe the way I like things, but we're all different. We all have our own vision of what we want. So there's no right or wrong. Hi, Miss Phyllis. How are you? Like, ask Phyllis if she'll ever do another polka dotted extra large pumpkin. Because I promise you she won't. Just ask her. I don't think Phyllis will polka dot an Easter egg at this point. We all have our thing. Not see, and I love doing that. She was like, that just traumatized the living heck out of me. Alright, I just want to make sure the bottom is nice and finished and all along the edges before we set this down. That way we can stand this up and get her going. All kinds of things for cooking presents, and not one of them is polka dot. I bet it was, do you bake cookies? Do you get satisfaction out of just throwing like sprinkles on it now? And that you don't have to draw anything on them? Can you imagine? Because there'd be no stinking way. I haven't done any baking. None of it. My son does want me to make Oreo lasagna for him for Christmas, so I guess I gotta do that. I think he wants the chocolate and the blonde, but he's just getting chocolate. I haven't made it in several years. It was funny that he asked. He's like, do you remember that Oreo dessert you used to make? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, how do you make it? I'm like, actually, I'll have to think about that because I don't remember. I mean, I do remember now, but I don't have an actual recipe. That was supposed to say Christmas, not cookie. Clearly, I can't speak into the phone instead of texting. Hi, Carrie. How are you, darling? I'm trying to make a game for my, and I can't get the color and size of the butterflies right. It is driving me crazy. What, a chocolate lasagna? Oh yeah, let me send it all the way to Louisiana. Sure, it'll make it. I could do a chocolate peanut butter lasagna. Like a chocolate peanut butter Oreo lasagna. Oh my God, I forgot about that. I used to just make chocolate. I forgot they got peanut butter chocolate. Oh, peanut butter Oreo. Chocolate lasagna. That sounds, see? Now I'll just surprise them. Are you kidding me? Now I really want to make it. When's Christmas? Thursday? Man. Kind of a ways away. I gotta make it the night before. Yes, you want that too. Oh, Lord. I want it. Caramel and chocolate. Oh. Bacon, lettuce, peanut. No, I didn't. Bacon, lettuce, peanut butter sandwich. I did not. You know what? Funny thing is a couple weeks ago I was thinking about that. I'm like, what were we talking about? That it was like bacon and something. Bacon, lettuce, and peanut butter sandwich. That's so funny you said that. So I was thinking about that a couple weeks ago, and I, for the life of me, couldn't remember, and I didn't remember what live. And I know they delete them after 30 days, so. Hi, Mary Lou, how are you? I want this to be nice and bright white. Yes, we're putting the black antiquing gel in, but I want a nice bright white. So we're just kind of doing layers. Hi, Trees. Chocolate and lasagna. Those ones are... It's not actual lasagna. So it is like... Thank you for sprinkling, Mary Lou. So you layer it like lasagna, but it's not like a lasagna. Does that make sense? It's a dessert lasagna. So it's Oreos, cream cheese, and Cool Whip. Like you would do the cream cheese, Cool Whip. I think there's powdered sugar, like cream cheese, powdered sugar, and Cool Whip. And then pudding, the Oreos, and you just layer, hence the lasagna. . Like I said, they have peanut butter Oreos, so I can make a chocolate peanut butter Oreo lasagna. I used to just make the chocolate and the blonde one. Lettuce and ice cream sandwich. Do you dip? Who goes to Wendy's and does the frosty French fry thing? My daughter loves that. So no, I don't think that's odd. I mean, I've never heard somebody eat an ice cream sandwich with lettuce. Girl, I've gained like 8 pounds. It needs to stop. Like, people, oh, Melissa, are you still in here? Melissa wanted the cranberry thing. You're allowed to be unique. Okay, we're gonna stand this sucker up. You all know I love Oreos. I wish I could read you the text my son sent me that went into a family text for Christmas dinner. I have never laughed so hard. Hey, Miss Monica. There's Monica now. Monica. What are these? Oh my God. Okay. I told everybody where are these. Where are these? These are the what? They have their own little section. I can't think of it. I can't think of the word. I feel like a bozo over here. So if they go to your page to find these necklaces, I know they're called something. Ones that you can always get. I should know this, but Blockbusters, thank you. Yes, so we're doing one in silver and one in gold. And the fleur-de-lis that's going on top is going to get all blinged out. And they're going to be black and white. And they're each going to have a necklace, so I'll show you what we're doing. Monica has seen me put these on bottles. Monica is the one that started me on the craft show thing. So she has actually seen me use those. She knows those are my favorite. Okay, so like I said, thick paint on here. I want that nice white coverage. We're gonna make sure it's nice and dry before we do anything else. That's why you see me drying in between. Oreo cookie dessert for Christmas. Good for you. You know what I love is, and they don't have them here. I don't like the white chocolate covered Oreos, but they used to have the thin Oreos that were covered in, they were like mint Oreo, but chocolate covered. They don't have them out here. Not that I've seen in the stores. And of all things that I kind of wanted, I wanted those. And they don't have them here. That and those Christmas cookie tins. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like just the Christmas cookie tub. Remember, like, it doesn't even have to be the tin, but that tub that had like this clear see-through thing in the top. Of all things I wanted this year, those are two things I wanted. Hi, Debbie. Book of Face is acting. It's been acting up. Yes, it is. It is definitely acting up. So this is going to go on top of here. This is all going to be filled with bling. This is all going to be filled with bling. It'll be black and white. And then this is going around the top of the bottle, but we need to make the bottle black and white. So now we just need to make sure this is really nice and dry. And then the other one is this. Well, this bottle, I should say, with this topper. And we're going to do this in black and white with gold. So the same necklace, black and white with gold. They're going to be kind of like, I don't know, sister bottles, I guess. I'm going to put texture all over this bottle. Nice, Rochelle. Hi, Tasha. How are you? Probably paint that topper. And get a coat on there. And let this kind of set for a few. Mint yeah, so they're the thinner Oreos. But they're chocolate covered, but they're the mint Oreos. That makes sense. I haven't seen them here at all. That and the holiday cookies. I don't know. I haven't looked too many stores for the holiday cookies, but everywhere I go, I look for those stinking Oreos, and they always have the white chocolate. I'm not a white chocolate girl at all. I don't like it. That's what I was asking is, oh Lord, who did I ask was in here? Melissa? Absolutely, Trace. I heard she did get some good news. I didn't talk to her today, though, so hopefully everything's the same as the day before. But yes, Miss Kaylee still has a bit of a ways to go. Chocolate, white chocolate, raspberries. That sounds. You give me raspberries covered in chocolate. Do you guys ever? I don't know if you all have Mally's, but the chocolate covered grapes are amazing. Any kind of chocolate covered fruit. I love mango dipped in chocolate. All of it. There isn't a fruit you would give me not covered in chocolate. Aldi's has chocolate covered bananas, but they have peanut butter in them. Those are so good. You prefer white chocolate? I've never been a white chocolate fan. I think mainly because I just like chocolate, and it's not chocolate. I don't know. I'll tell you another thing I don't like is red velvet cake. My daughter loves it. Haven't tried them yet. Oh God, chocolate covered grapes are so good. Pretzel bars from Mally's, yeah. Chocolate covered bacon's good. That's what started that whole bacon scenario. All right, I guess while this is out, we will put a coat. It's like, yes, they did. Aldi's has like the chocolate covered like banana slices that have peanut butter in them. They're so good. And they're super cheap. They're in the frozen aisle. I mean, you get a small bag, but they're so good. Let that bottle rest for a hot minute. Get some paint on here. Yes, I have traced over. We actually have a restaurant out here. I don't know if they're still open that used to do that. I've never been there. I know it's kind of on the pricey side. I always said I wanted to go. Was never taken. Should have been a sign. It's just me being mean. how exactly we're painting this, I'm not 100% sure yet. I know where I'm going to put the bling, that's about it, and I know we're going to do black and white, but I'm not 100% sure how that's all going to roll. We're just kind of, I have a vision in my head, and as it kind of comes out is what'll happen, I guess. Hi, Angela. All right, I'm kind of painting myself into a corner here, so I'm going to have to dry this. And I got to be careful drying it because this is made of filament, which is basically a type of almost like a plastic. I mean, it basically is like a plastic. So the one time I've had that, Trees, is like a fondue restaurant. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I don't remember what the name of it is. I've always wanted to go, but yes, it is kind of pricey. Never been, but I heard it's amazing. Actually, I may just use antiquing gel in here. I'm not 100% sure yet. Kind of like we're doing the bottle. And just let the bling do the rest of the talking. Made it once decades ago at home. I'm trying to think of the name, and not that I'd remember it. All I can think of is Melt, and it's not Melt. Melt's gone too. That's one of my favorite restaurants. We don't have Melt anymore. They closed. Who said, hi Sam, how are you? Hey, Therese, are you still in here? If you are, message me, because I have to ask you something, and I totally am going to forget if I don't have you message me. I'm sorry. Ours here is called, yes, Melting Pot. That's what it is. I don't know if we still have it or not. How am I getting green? What in the... Does the dye come off these stinking Dollar Tree plates? What just happened? Holy cow. There's green coming off into my white plate. Thanks, Trace. What? That's not what I meant. Yeah, coming into my white paint. I said white plate, didn't I? So discombobulated by the green. I don't know what just happened. Is it because I sprayed water on it? I've never had that happen. That was weird. I bet it's dye from the plate. Yeah, I've never had that happen. You're lazy this afternoon? That's all right. Well, now we know. Maybe it's because I sprayed the water. Oh my God, my hand's cramping. Maybe it's because I sprayed the water on it. Well, I got them because they were cheap. They were like 25 cents. Actually, no, I'm lying to you. I got these from Lucas's birthday party because my son was going to toss them. I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. Like, I need those for when I craft. So I snagged all the white ones. Or, oh my God, now I can't even talk. I snagged all the green ones. I can't hold this anymore. Oh, God. Okay. Apparently not. They're itchy. I need to be careful with this heat tool because it happens so fast that you distort this. At least with mine, this heat tool runs super hot. I have it turned down, but all right, so what I need to do is like so. Maybe. Let's see if I can not knock it over. I just can't hold it anymore. Hold up here, and even though this is getting covered in bling, I want to make sure that it's nice and white in there too. I know this has been so much fun so far, right? We're just painting everything white. Just staring at some white paint, going on everything. I promise you, it'll get there. We'll start getting it together. Cover where I got a little bit of green smudge. I don't want to spray the paint. I've done it on there before, so I don't know why that one is doing that. What nutcracker? The one on the floor that I never... I wanted to redo it. I didn't like the way it was coming out. So, no, I didn't finish it. And now it's like almost Christmas is going to be over. Who's going to buy a nutcracker? So, it'll just get put up for next year, I guess. I changed my mind on how I wanted to do it. You guys know if I'm out of my comfort zone, I have such a hard time with some things. Yeah. Now, about that, next year, At least it'll be all primed and prepped and ready. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. All right. I dried that. And then I need to decide, don't fall over, if I am throwing antique gel in here or if I'm actually painting it. Because it's got a lot of great detail to it. I could probably get away with the antiquing gel. And it'll have all the bling on it. We'll see when we get it in the bottle. All right, we'll let that sit right there. All right, so here is the bottle. And like I said, this is gonna go right around the neck like this. Okay. We're gonna use antique gel and we're gonna use black. So I'm gonna keep my brush here, even though it might turn stinking green. Nice and damp, just in case I need it. So this is from Pen Art, black antiquing gel. I love this stuff. You can find this on my Crafting Chaos link, and they sell it in a ton of different colors. You guys know I use my brown one, my Umbra, the white, the black. They have green, blue. They have such pretty ones. And all it does is it just brings out all the detail in your pieces. It's a great tool to have in your craft stash, I promise you. What do I want to use for a brush? Let's use a smushy brush and get it all in there. So I'm going to pull out some baby wipes. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, sorry. I have about 15 minutes before I gotta take off out of here. But baby wipes, I'm gonna pull one of these towels just in case I'm pulling too much off. So what I think I'm gonna do is winter blues would be pretty too. You need to do a bottle, yeah. Well, I have that winter blue bottle here too. I didn't put it for silent auction for the simple fact that, I mean, it's not Christmas. I wanted to get the Christmas stuff out. So, all right, you can put this directly on there, which I think we're going to try. It is water-based. You can water it down to dilute it however you like, which is what I typically do. But I really kind of want a rich black color. So if it goes on too dark and it doesn't wipe away enough, I will spray it with water and wipe it all the way down. Okie dokie. Here we go. And you can see like all that texture from me just layering it on, right? How pretty that is. I love that texture. So we're gonna play with that. This is gonna sit into all that texture. So I pull it out of the container. It's just what I do. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna brush it in there. Yes, this is what I call my smushy brush. No, this is not the newer brush that Terry watches and has heart failure over. That one I actually found is sitting right here. So if she pops on and wants to see it, I can show it to her. I'm gonna take a baby wipe and we're gonna wipe, oh boy. we got it. Remember I told you, so this stuff dries pretty quick. I'm gonna spray it down a little bit. We are gonna dilute it a bit. Great thing about this, like I said, water-based, so you can get pretty much all of it off. Just spray a tiny bit of water. I kind of spray away. I don't want to puddle the water. I just want to dampen it a little bit. Or spray your wipe, whatever works. There we go. Okay, so I am gonna dilute the antiquing gel a bit, but see how that black kind of sticks in there? And I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do at the end too, because we're gonna brighten this up a bit. All right, we're just gonna go in. So now I diluted it a little bit just to keep it damper. And so it wipes back a little easier. And I'm gonna go back over where I was. And yes, it's gonna kind of give it that, now you know why I wanted to do like a bright white, right? You guys never see me just leave something a bright white. Now you know why I did it. Why the heck is my overhead light blinking at me like I'm... That's weird. I'm kind of playing to kind of see, get a feel for here what I want to do. So it sits into all of that texture. And we're going to kind of bring like a pearlescent look to this as well. That'll all come at the very end. Because I want it to kind of have like a rustic-y older feel, but I want it to kind of have a bit of shimmer because we're going to put all that bling on it too. So I need the bottle to shimmer just a bit. And we will do that at the end. I'm gonna go back over this area a bit. There we are. I'm gonna go ahead and do the bottom area. I added a ton more water. Don't go in there. You guys know, like when I do this, it's usually like a process, but it all comes out in the end. So I always say, like, if you're new, trust the process. That it looks messy for a hot second, but it gets there. It's just a step-by-step kind of working through it. I always say it looks scary for a hot minute, especially when you're using black. I love how it's starting to look like old leather because we did so much as far as painting and that Mod Podge on there that it's actually got like a crackled kind of look to it. Well, it would, wouldn't it? Because if you put, it's like making sausage. I've never made sausage. So when you do, hi Helena, when you do Mod Podge and then paint, it crackles, doesn't it? How come? I've never seen it do that, not like that before though. How weird is that? I feel like there's like a ton of little fine crackle in here. Maybe because I had it so thick. Maybe because it was the dishwasher. I don't know. I've never had it do that like little fine crackling. I think maybe because I had so much stinking product on there. I mean, it's got the natural from what do you call it? God, I want to use all my baby wipes. It's got all the texture from the tissue paper, but I feel like it's almost looks like cracklied. But not big. No, but I've never seen it do like what it's doing. Maybe because I don't typically use that much. I don't know. I went super heavy and I just kept layering and layering, so who knows? But it looks stinking cool. Like, you see where it's like, okay, now you see all the texture, but do you see like all the little crackles in there? See what I mean? Kind of likey, I'm not gonna lie. Well, you know what? Maybe I don't normally notice it, but this is like the, maybe because it's the, oh man, down. See? And that's what I talk about, is like that little spot there. Yeah, it is cool. Did I say surface dry? And I said I was going to come in with a wet towel, so I was trying to like dry as much as I could. I just went really rough there in the neck, and obviously that neck wasn't all the way dry. So I just pulled some of that off. So I'm going to have to fix that spot, but I'm just going to continue and I will fix that spot, but we won't look at that area. So I'm going to be really gentle up in the neck here. And actually, once I get this pulled off, or yeah, once I get this amount pulled off, I'm going to actually put the heat tool to it for a few so that I don't do it again, because I got to keep working on that neck. See what I mean? Like, you see how thick this texture is here? It's because, see, yeah, it's still gummy there. So I always say it's never dry underneath. So just always remember it's never dry underneath. Mine do? I have the manliest woman hands ever. Well, maybe not ever, but I do have some manly hands. Not gonna lie. I always been a workhorse, and always been like in the yard, the gardens, the dirt. I used to work with horses, so I cleaned barns, I washed dishes, oh my God, I've had so many crazy, crazy jobs that I've always just battered my hands. So I have like, I mean, I literally have a man's hands. This is all like, it's all callousy. They look real nice. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I got a man's hands. They may not be big like a man's hands, but pay attention to them. Now, they're soft on the outside. Does that count? But I look so much like my father and my brother that it's scary too. So I've always just thought, I just am cursed with that German, like, I don't know. I'm very proud of who I am, but as far as being German, but man, I got cursed with that rough German exterior. Like, why me? Same there, Gene. Yeah, but you know what? I was not spoiled, and I worked my butt off from a very, 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 very young age. So probably way younger than I should have been. Actually, I know way younger than I should have been. People would be in jail right now. At least in today's world. I have a cross between men's and women's, short, stubby, wide palms. That's probably more, yeah, probably more like what mine are. Honestly, I guess you could say that. I'm not very girly featured, which is fine. Okay. And German started working at, yep. Talk about a pain in the butt. It was a little bit younger, but yeah, pretty much. Okay, so that's what we got. Well, why did I put that away? Because we're going to do the same thing to this, right? So this is going to sit up here. So we're going to put the antiquing gel in there. This is going to go around, but before we put this on here, I got to pull something out of my sleeve because I want to bring some more of like a shimmer to the bottle. Oh my God, look how that, hold on, I want to look at it in the, maybe I don't. Hold on, let me look at this. Let's see how I want to put that on there. I feel like I want it to hang a little bit. Thanks, Sam. We got to do work to this yet. Let me see which side I like. It is a paparazzi necklace, so this is part of their Doorbusters one. If you go to my link tree and you go to Team BFF, Miss Monica does have these. And the next bottle we're doing, I got the gold one. So we're going to do the next one in gold. I'm trying to think how I want to... Oh, hold on. This could totally work. So we're going to put the antiquing gel in here. And here's the thing. We're going to also, this is going to be all little bling. This is going to be bling. I feel like I kind of like the old look it has. No? Am I crazy? I got like a hot minute, guys. I'm going to go with the top of this with the antiquing gel and kind of get a feel for it. Now it's going to lay on here a little different than that bottle. Probably going to have to get it off pretty stinking quick. All right, I just want to get a feel for how this is going to look. So I'm just going to do a little bit. And if I don't get back too late tonight, you guys want to do another late night? I mean, I know not all of you can join me, but if I'm not doing anything else, why the heck not? I want to finish it because I want to start the other one tomorrow. So don't forget, this piece is going to have the bling in it. See how it just kind of like brings out the detail, but I'm gonna have to play with that. Hi, Sissy, how are you? And like I said, we're gonna put the silver bling all up in here and then all around this. I don't want to start painting pieces and parts black, but what time is it? Let me pull a little bit of this out. Let's play for a hot second, just for a second. So I gotta let Ziva out too. I need to see a little bit darker towards the bottom. And I may have to let the antiquing gel sit a little bit longer on this, like in certain areas. I don't know. It's a little messy right now, but I know what I want it to look like. I missed what you put on the bottle at the start. Tissue paper. So crumpled up tissue paper. I had to think. I'm like, I don't know. What did I do? So we could black antique wax all this and then bling, bling. I don't know. I like it. What do you guys think? I think it's, I initially wanted to do the bare wax, but I'm like, it's not showing on camera like just how cool the texture of what's on the bottle looks. I don't know if you guys can see it more closely now. Look at how pretty that is. See how it's got like, it's all crackled everywhere? So it's got that old aged look. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna repaint this because here's me thinking, what if I, well, it wouldn't because it's textured. I mean, I could up here. I feel like I kind of want to do the same thing to the topper. Maybe a fine line. Looks, yes, it's got a leather look, and that's kind of now what I want to do to the topper. I want it to have that leather look. I don't want it to have a smooth look. Yeah, and then we can put the bling because it's kind of the same thing here. So we put the bling on the leather look. Maybe that's what we'll come back and play with tonight. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I don't like the smooth look up top. So I think we're going to do more of like that look onto the topper somehow, one way or another. At least where all the smooth surfaces are, you're not going to see it in all of this area. You know what I mean? So I'm not so worried about concentrating on that. This is going to be covered in bling, but to put that all up here, or this doesn't have to be covered in bling. We can do the same thing up here. This can be all bling. We'll come back to it. So just keep an eye out on your Telegram. I'm going to try to get back and be able to do this tonight with you. If I do, it'll be more like 10:30 or so. Hi, Doreen. How are you? And like I said, the next one is this. So the Patron bottle, this topper, right? And then the gold version of the necklace. So that's kind of the plan. But I'm late. I gotta hop off. You guys all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will be hoping to see you all here in a few hours. If not, we'll just continue tomorrow, but keep an eye out. And if you're able to join, you're able to join. So thank you for being here. When you could have been anywhere else, you guys know that means the world to me. And you all have a beautiful night. Have a good one. Bye-bye.